Well, we're out here setting our feeders today. I get asked a lot of questions about our feeders, and I'd like to go over a few of them with you. Putting on your feeders really should be determined, first of all, by your local regulations. You got to make sure that you can put a feeder out and what time of the year you can put them out. Secondly is the environment that they're in. The environment around, the way the climate is, and weather changing patterns and everything else should all play into the fact of when and where you should put your feeders. So definitely play Mother Nature as a major factor. You know, the next question I get asked the most is why? Why do you feed? Supplement feeding is crucial in many parts of the country for the simple fact that Mother Nature is harsh. They need extra feed because in this environment especially, there is no food around. So we need to get feed into the deer so they can survive the winter. Baiting is also part of it. In states that allow baiting, bringing them into a feeder and keeping the food in a good confined area is strategic, and people use baiting as another necessary reason why they use feeders. Another question I get asked is where do I place my feeders? Well, that can be there's a wide range of opinions on this. I really like to have mine where I can access my feeder really well. I like to be able to use my Gator or Ranger to get to my feeder so I can easily load it up. I also like to have it where I can drive up and pull camera cards real easy off of it. So accessibility to me is a key factor. Some people like to get close to bedding areas so their deer don't have to move much. That can be had as well, but in my opinion, I like to keep it kind of away from the trees so the rodents stay off of it and I get a good accessibility to the feeder. So that's where I place my feeders. Another question I get asked is how do you set up your feeders? Our feeders are set up, they don't have any legs that come with them, so you need to use something that's either existing or you put out into the environment. Our 40-pound feeder, for example, will attach to a T-post, a fence post, a tree. Our 300-pound feeder will slide actually over the top of a 4x4 post, or you can actually cut off a tree about that size and slide it over that. Our 600-pound feeder they got here, you can put that over a 6x6 post or cut off a tree to that same size diameter. So that's how our feeders go. They don't have legs that come with them. They actually are used with other apparatus in the wild. The question I get asked a lot is how do you keep the rodents, raccoons out of your feeder? Well, the sheer design of it in itself was the basis for it to keep them away. That single post design that goes up into the center of the feeder really eliminates them from able to climb up and get into the feeder. We took it to a whole nother level when we brought in the feeder sleeve. The feeder sleeve goes around that single post and really creates a big round circle that they can't grip onto. So between the sheer design of it and the feeder sleeve, we keep most of the rodents out of there. I get asked a lot what feeds work best in our feeders. Well, you know, a wide range of them do. All of our feed ports are adjustable, so they'll adjust flow. So depending on what size pellets or corn that you put in there, it can all work well in our feeder. I personally like to use a corn pellet mix. I'll put in 50% corn, mix it in well with a high protein pellet. In our environment up here, they need both the fatty content and then also the protein. So, but you'll find that most feeds that are on the market will work well in our feeders.
All right, we got our feeders all set and filled up. We're back here in the blind. This blind is not far from that feeder, so we can sit back and observe the deer. I really like to do this to take an inventory of my herd and also just to see the activity that's going on in the off season.
We're out here doing some preseason work. Right now we're working on building our hit list for the year. We want to see what kind of bucks we've got running around, which ones are mature, which ones we want to shoot, and which ones we want to let go. And one of the best ways to do that is to set up feeder stations. And if you can get as close to where those bucks are, where you can get a really good count on what you got, that works best. We've got this spot. It's tucked back in the woods a little bit on this nice ridge. The bucks really work through here. They don't bed too far from here. And we brought a new feeder out. It's super portable. We put it right in our backpack. This is the Moultrie bag feeder. And this is a really cool feeder. One of the things I like about it, not only is it portable, but this thing holds 100 pounds. So I know a bunch of you guys out there, trust me, I'm one of them. We used to put the PVC pipe against the tree, and if you used, your typical PVC, you got about 40 pounds in there, maybe a 50-pound sack when you poured some on the ground. Well, this works the same way. This attaches to the tree. It's got straps on it. It's a gravity style feeder, so you can feed with protein, corn, do whatever you want. It works great for that. And it just straps right to the tree, fill it up. It's got wire closings, so you can tighten these back down, close them, roll them up. The end down here, you can adjust how big or small the opening is. It's also got a wire construction. And this is the bag feeder, so we're gonna get it up and get it filled and get it ready and put a camera on it so we can see what kind of bucks are in here. All right, we got our bag feeder up. That took about 5 minutes to get it up and filled. We've got 100 pounds of feed in here. And one last thing I like to do when I start a new feeder is, this comes out of the box. It's gonna have some unnatural scent on it. So I just like to take some scent elimination spray, spray it down real good. This is just gonna get deer on it quicker, Don't give them a reason to not wanna be around here. So we're just gonna spray it, spray the straps down, get behind it. And that's just a little tip to get those deer coming in where they're not as, at least smelling that scent as bad. They're gonna be curious about it, but they'll come in quicker and use it faster.
Rust and corrosion, mildew, and soggy wasted feed. Is your current deer feeder more trouble than it's worth? Boss Buck's gravity feed system is the standard by which all others are judged. Our patented gravity head system makes the Boss Buck feeder the most moisture-resistant non-clogging system on the market. Traditional gravity feeders get clogged at the first sign of moisture, spoiling the feed, turning pellets to mush, and creating a mess that's a hassle to clean up. But the Boss Buck gravity feeder virtually eliminates waste and mess, thanks to our patented water-resistant design. The hopper features an internal adjustable sleeve that dispenses feed evenly to each feed port and a dam to prevent overflow. 2-bolt quick tuning makes it easy to adjust for different sized feed, like corn, protein pellets, or granular feed products. Each feed port is positioned at a 10-degree angle for optimal feed flow. And with a 1-inch overhang and drain holes in each feed port, your feed stays fresh, dry, and protected from rain and condensation. With a complete line of deer feeders, stands, blinds, feeder parts, and accessories, Boss Buck is the manufacturer of cutting-edge hunting feeders and blinds. Boss Buck, now you're getting serious. Visit bossbuck.com today to find a dealer near you.
When you need a feeder that has all the options, yet gives you total flexibility, you need the new Deer Feeder Elite by Moultrie. This feeder has a digital timer that allows you to program up to 6 feedings a day, and you can adjust the height from 5.5 to 7 or even 8 feet. It's got the quick lock design, which means you get a fast and tool-free assembly. This feeder has it all, the new Deer Feeder Elite.